fabulous Emma Cooper.
It's a brilliant party trick, honestly. If you want to see it, I can do it for you. It sounds really rubbish, but it's amazing to be able to write backwards really quickly. Brilliant. Easy when you're in your shower, telling them you want something out of it. He said, tell me something interesting about you. I was like, actually, I'm really not that interesting. Very normal and boring. So it's my absolute pleasure to, oh, should I say my name is Emma? Emma Cooper. Lisa and I write our birthday cards like that to each other now. It's stupid, but it makes us laugh. It's my absolute pleasure to talk to you today about moving through the marketing plan to manager. Lots of us will focus on this position, and for obviously valid reasons. It brings in an incredible extra income, working your business very flexibly and part-time around your current commitments. For me, you need to have your goals bigger than manager, because I'm sure that lots of you have learned, as we heard from Lisa, as we hear from Jane, to dream big, and it is past manager where magic really happens, and you can achieve absolutely everything that you want for you and your family if you allow yourself to dream big enough. But you've got to be taking it seriously. Now, I'm not giving anyone a telling off, but what I'm saying is when I walked out after the top 30 recognitions, and I looked at the hall outside, now of course, go and buy your products, go and do all the bits, you know, the fit ambassadors, definitely do it. But when there's a training slot, really? I couldn't have afforded to spend £30 on a ticket and then go and sit out there and eat my dinner when people were giving you help and advice to build your businesses. I couldn't afford to do that. I was committed to learning the skills that I needed to build my business, and where I was going to find those skills was going to be at success days, was going to be at business presentations, speaking to other leaders that were willing to help me and give me just a nugget of information that I was stood there just waiting to receive, to implement that into my business, to enable me to be successful and also help my team to be successful. Just that one sentence was all I needed. I'm not going to find that sat outside when there's a training slot on, eating my dinner. So as much as we need to eat, I get it, we need to buy our products and things, but when the training slots are on, sit yourself in your seat, get your notepad and pen, and be there willing and ready to learn. This should be imprinted in most people's minds. When you close your eyes at night, it should be there if you're not yet a manager. You need to know what you need to do to get to the manager position. And if you don't know how to do it, but it is something that you want to do, you've got some work to do. We also need to know how to explain this. What I'm going to talk you through today is not how you get to manager. If that was the case, I'd walk on stage and I'd say, do 120 case credits over 2 consecutive months. Crack on. Bye-bye, I'm done. But this is about the skills that you need along the way, what you need to learn at each step to get to the leader that you need to be. Because our marketing plan isn't just about getting to manager yourself, it's about helping other people do it. So what tools, what skills do you need to possess? Do you need to learn along your journey to get there? You'll find that the manager position is on a lot of people's goal boards, but it's the commitment to getting there that I find most people lack. You see, you have to have good habits. It's just as easy to do something as it is not to do something. And I find that most people will take the road of not doing something. It's the consistency that Lisa was talking about that will get you to where you want to go. And it is 100%, 1,000,000% the difference between successful people and not successful people. The ability to focus on an end goal and the commitment to say, I will do whatever it takes daily to get there is something fantastic. Now, this might be that it's just half an hour out of your day. It might be like me, I went crazy. Yes, I worked my backside off, but I was prepared to do it, and that is my choice. I don't feel like I made any sacrifices whatsoever. I feel like I made choices, and there's a difference. A sacrifice is something you have to give up. I didn't have to give up anything. I chose to. I chose to not watch TV. I chose to not go out socializing. I made those choices, but my goodness, were they worth it. I developed good habits, and that's what you need to do. You need to develop good habits, really good habits. You need to work out your activity so that no stone is ever left unturned. You have to know what you need to do on a daily basis, and how can you show your team what to do if you're not doing it yourself? Daily activity, broken up into weekly, monthly activity. You need to know who you're speaking to about products, who you're servicing in your business, so how many customers that you have developed. That is a massively important part of our business. It's planning out. So you need to have these written down. Sunday evenings are when I do my 7-day plan. Put a time when you're going to do weekly your 7-day plan. Then your 2-week plan, your 3-week plan, your monthly plan. Then look at your 1-month goals, your 3-month goals, your 6-month goals. Then I review my 1-year, 3-year, 5-year goals. I do this every single week. I look at my goals daily, because what makes me motivated? I've worked so hard over the last 2 years that now I can relax, I can sit back, but it's only because I've mastered the manager position. I know how to help people get to that manager position, and I know the habits, the disciplines that you need to acquire to get there and to build from there. We have to have a look at our team building activity, the time that we're putting into our teams and helping our teams grow, as well as what we're doing ourselves, but we have to be leading from the front. We have to build these disciplines so they are disciplines. It's not necessarily going to be easy in the beginning to say to yourself, I am doing this, and I'm going to do it to the very, very best of my ability. It's not that easy to do that. That's my earring, sorry. It's not that easy to do it, but if you are disciplined and you create these disciplines of doing the activity, of attending your business presentations, really, you know, with how many people are here and how many presentations we have in the UK, they should be packed out every single week. Our area development directors do a phenomenal job. Little shout out to Jeanette and Hugh. I believe we have the best in Wales. Sorry, guys. But they're there to help you, not me. Nobody's going to those business presentations just to sit and watch. You know what the marketing plan is. But these are things that are put on to support us. Make use of them. Jeanette and Hugh will tell you that I'm there. Every week, I attend at least 1 or 2 business presentations. There are lots of area development directors in the room that will tell you that I've contacted them and I said, I want to come and speak at your business presentation. I have some team there, I want to come. And I'll do a training beforehand for you, if you'd like. I am committed to supporting everything that this company offers us because they're extremely generous. So make sure you're making the most of it. By you doing it, your team will see what is needed to become successful. And what's needed is structure, attending those business presentations weekly. Sometimes, we all hear it, the business presentation might need you. They might need more people there, more business owners to help and encourage guests. Or it might be that you might need the business presentation. That's why I go. Sometimes it can be lonely working for yourself, even though you're working with a big team of people. But it's nice to be around people who are similar to you. It's nice to be reminded why you joined. Sometimes when things get a bit busy or you have a bit of a hard time, it's just nice to be around the people who will encourage you and pat you on the back and show you how to move forward. No other company is like that. So attending the business presentations is an absolute must. I don't know anyone who's successful who doesn't. So that says an awful lot. Trainings, of course, your team will put on trainings. You have free online rolling trainings, we call them, but all the training is there for you. The help and support is there, but you have to put this in so that you're doing it so your team will follow you, because I promise you that you might be able to get to manager without doing these things. Beyond that, it is not going to be okay. You have to put in the structure because it's a business. You're not just messing about, it is a business. And Success Express days. So when I get people messaging me, and I get about 180 Facebook messages a day, lots of people asking for help and advice, which obviously I can't answer all of them. But when I say to people, well, come and say hi at Success Day. Oh, I can't come. Really? Really? I think that if you are committed to a business, then you will do whatever it takes to get to where you need to go. And I think it is your commitment that if you say you want to build a team, then it is your responsibility to show your team exactly what is required to becoming successful. You'll never find me not at a success day. No, I was asked to go to America to speak this weekend. I said, no, I'm going to be at Success Day with my team. I will not ever miss a Success Day for whatever reason. I won't do it. I believe in leading your team from the front. Ah, thanks. This year, I have seen the plan out for these Success Days, and I am telling you, I'm here all weekend, every single Success Day. I won't be missing them. Might I just add that you do not want to be out of this room at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I know what's going on, and not one of you will want to miss it. It makes me laugh thinking about it. I promise you. I'm really bad at keeping secrets normally, but I've kept this one because it is going to be phenomenal. So Success Days are absolutely essential. If you come and you learn one thing, just one thing that you can take away, you implement it into your business, and everything changes, it's worth it, isn't it? You've got to be in the room, though, of course, you lot walking in. First steps to manager is what you have to master. You need to know exactly what it is that you do to build your business and show other people what they need to do. You need to be a master at setting goals. You need to be able to show your team how to do it. You need to be able to, those new people coming in who've never set a goal before, like I hadn't. It was explained really, really well to me. So I became a master at it, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You heard Lisa say that Brian Main, we went to, at the QLS Day, his goal setting series and downloaded it off the internet. It's fantastic, and I would recommend that everybody does that. The Who Do You Know list. I know people who are senior managers who've never made a Who Do You Know list, and that is okay now, but I tell you that you will come unstuck. Everybody needs their Who Do You Know list. It's important, really important. You are a networker. Meeting people, building that contact list is your job. So it's important that you do it, and you do it in a duplicatable way that everybody can copy. So it might be snazzy that you have it on an Excel spreadsheet with all highlighted and, you know, all your figures and formulas done, and that's brilliant. And if you can do that, well done to you, good on you. But that is not duplicatable. Because if I joined your team and you showed me that, I'd have no idea how to do it myself. I can't use a spreadsheet, I'm rubbish. But I can print a template from our websites of a Who Do You Know list, and I can write out my Who Do You Know list. I can do that. Anybody can do that. So we have to keep it duplicatable, stick to the basics, because those things are what work. Folders, I think it's been taught down from Jane and John that our 1 to 31 and our 1 to 12 folders. Again, every business needs a system. You need to keep track. You will be speaking, you may be speaking to an awful lot of people. So it's important that you keep track. Also, our number one service is to supply products and really provide an incredible service. See, that is the difference. It's about the service you provide to others, and as well as customers, but team members. Create an environment that people are happy to be part of, whether that's your customer or your team member. So that's what it's about, keeping track, keeping organized, and having a system in place that you can show others. These are all the positions on the marketing plan, and as much as we know what you have to do to get there, it is the lessons that you learn along the way that will determine how quickly you get there, and how much your business will grow from those positions without really you doing anything different. And that's what we all want to do, don't we? It's hands up if you're going for the manager position within the next 6 to 12 months. Let's have a look. That's an awful lot of people. You're going to have a really busy Success Day in the next 6 months. The next one, you all want to be on stage. So take note now at every single stage of the marketing plan what you need to, what skills you need to acquire, the skills you need to learn in order to fulfill this position, because every position is different. You need slightly different skills. You need, as an assistant supervisor, to learn the marketing plan. How can you possibly help anybody else build a business or show anybody how to achieve their goals if you don't know it yourself? If I was to sit and ask you just randomly any question about the marketing plan, could you answer me with just a pen and paper in your hand even? Could you do it? If the answer is no, then you need to go away and put some effort into learning. How to do a one-to-one, how to sit with somebody and explain the business. Again, sometimes with nothing on you. There is nothing that anybody can ask me about this business that I don't know. I've learned it. I never wanted to be, firstly, before I joined, I was not going to join something that I didn't know everything about it, what it stood for, the morals, the values, the ethics, the marketing plan, what was on offer, how the longevity of it. I was not going to, put a secure career on the line for something that might be here today, gone tomorrow, that there was no stability in it. So I did my research, and I would suggest that you guys do the same so that you can present it confidently. There's nothing that you don't know about that marketing plan that anyone can ask you that you will become unstuck. How to do a product launch, it's important. Our role is to movement of product. You have to know your stuff. And so it's really important that you're able to do that, but also you're able to support your team and show them how it is that they do that. The art of conversation. It seems a simple thing. It seems that, well, obviously, I've got to be able to have conversations. People don't take the steps towards becoming better at having conversations. It's something that can be learned. If you're not very good at it now, it's something that can be learned, but you have to put the time and effort into it. You're not all of a sudden going to wake up and become a really sociable person who is great at conversation. You're going to have to put in the steps to get better at conversation and work on those skills of becoming a professional, as Lisa said, network marketer. Developing mindset. Lots of people laugh at it. Laugh away, but it is definitely the reason why I am able to focus on the end goal and not let things affect me that probably normally would have if I had a rubbish mindset. We all have challenges. You need to make sure that your challenges drive you forward, not slow you down. So developing a mindset from the beginning will definitely put you in the right frame of mind, the right position, enabling you to develop a team that you can show how they work on their mindset. You can show the power of it and what you've achieved as a direct result of it. You need to show your commitment. As an assistant supervisor, remember, you're brand new. Even if you started and you're still an assistant supervisor that's been an assistant supervisor for 12 months, you're new because you haven't developed the skills yet. If that might be your choice, but you just haven't developed enough skills yet to move through the plan. You heard, was it Andy Warren say that it took him 5 months, 4 months to get to supervisor? So what? Although my journey has gone really quickly, that was never my intention. Pin positions have never been on my goal board. That doesn't interest me, but my work ethic was what got me to where I got to, and inevitably pin positions and incentives will naturally come with that. Everyone's goals will be different. We're all driven by different things. But as an assistant supervisor, if you show your commitment to your upline or your upline's upline or whoever it is that's going to be coaching and mentoring you, then you will get their time. Because it is not up to anybody else to motivate you to work. It is up to you to do that. But if you show that commitment, I promise you that you will have endless support. Not just people in your team, other people as well. You need to become resilient. We can't have the best of both worlds. I very much believe that most of us, if we said, do you want just everybody you ask to join your team or you offer the business opportunity to say yes? Yeah, of course, we'd all say yes, would we not? But we all need to deal with a certain amount of no's, because if everyone just said yes, then everybody in the UK will be doing forever, and it would be saturated, and then where would we all be? So we have to deal with a certain amount of no's, but you have to know that when you're coming into the business as well. Resilience is something that we have to continue to work on. So when you're a supervisor then, we need to take massive action at this stage, because I believe the supervisor position on the marketing plan is the position where you get it. Now, some people might get stuck here for a while, but there's absolutely no reason to. The only reason that people get stuck here is lack of focus, lack of motivation, and lack of drive. And we can be honest about that. There'll be people in the room that are stuck at supervisor, and it's not because of anything, that changed. You just are not doing as much. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's about learning the skills required. So when we get to supervisor, we need to learn and master how to do a planning meeting, how to show your team to get what they have to do to get to where they want to go. You have to master that. I believe that the magic really happens in planning meetings. So you need to learn the skills, how to draw goals from people, how to really get people to open their minds up and think about what it is that they really want, how to volume map the team, how to work out case credits, how to work out money. Because I tell you, that is really important to be able to show people, physically show people, what they have to do to get to where they want to go. Most people will have manager on the goal board and they have got absolutely no idea of the skills they need to acquire or what it physically takes to get to manager. It takes massive action when you're a supervisor to really get the rhythm going in your journey, in your business, in your team, and in your team's team. Then we need to start developing leadership skills, because as a supervisor, you've probably got a few people on your team now, and maybe they will start building a team as well. And so it's up to you. You have to start learning the skills to become a leader. Nobody, as soon as they start, is a natural leader. It's skills that you need to acquire along the way that will stand you out from the rest. Having the focus, the drive, learning how to do a planning meeting, how to do an excellent product launch, how to do an excellent one-to-one, how to develop your mindset. See, these are the things built up that will make you an incredible leader if you're committed and consistent. I very much listen to a lot of TED Talks. I don't know if you've heard of them. You can find them on YouTube. There are some fantastic leadership TED Talks. There's a guy called Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, if you're writing notes. He's my favorite about leadership. He says some fantastic things that I've learned an awful lot from. Puts it in a really simple way too. So if you're developing your leadership skills, he's a great one to listen to. He's also got books and audios as well. Recognition. See, sometimes we forget that actually we are in this industry where recognition is actually really important, and it's why it's such a wonderful place to be, but some people forget to do it. And it has to be done right the way throughout your journey. It is important to take the time to say, do you know what, you did that really, really well. It gives people a boost. You are empowering people, and it's important to be grateful. Be grateful for everything you have or don't have. Be grateful for everything that your team do or don't do. Recognize them every step. Sometimes it can get a bit busy. It's a bit hard to keep track of so many people achieving so many wonderful things, and you might miss one or two. But if your focus is always on recognition, then you will undoubtedly not miss the important things. Keeping in touch with your team, no matter how far down. A stronger mindset as supervisor, because now you're going to be helping other people deal with the resilience issues as well. So you need to be there first and foremost to be able to show them that the skills and learning the things that you need to get over the challenges, move around them, go across them, whatever it is that you need to do to just keep yourself moving forward towards your goals. You need to develop belief in your team as an assistant manager. I don't mind telling you that, because I actually struggled with this a little bit. Even though I have massive belief in my team, if I go back, I really didn't. That sounds awful, but I'm just being honest with you. Because I worked so hard, I didn't stop. And I don't want to flower it up, and success isn't easy. People aren't stupid though. To get amazing things in life, you're going to have to work pretty damn hard. But I was willing to do it. And so because I was working so hard, and nobody in my team worked as hard as me, and they will hold their hands up and tell you, like, Emma's nuts. She worked really, really hard. And they know I'm honest. So I was like, well, they might not do what I've done because they're not working as hard as me. And the answer is they will. You have to believe in the people that you're helping. They will do it. It might not be as quick. Who cares? You're going to get there. Everyone will get there. The only difference between people who are successful or not is that some people give up, and that is it. That is it, because if you learn the skills that you need, you'll get to wherever you want to go. The time you do it in, of course, depends on how much effort you put in. But that is simply it. It's just developing these skills that you need at every step of the marketing plan that will get you to any position in the marketing plan. But you've got to develop those skills first. Start speaking on training calls. It's important you're developing as speakers, and because you will be trainers. And so as much as it's out of your comfort zone and you're terrified, and you might have to I used to have to put my son next to the Dyson Hoover so he would sleep. I don't know why he slept with the Hoover next to him. To be able to do my training calls, because that was my commitment, my focus to my team. Goals, this is where you really kind of step it up a gear, because you're getting to assistant manager. Lots of people can get stuck here because they naturally think the next step is just, oh, I'll just get to manager next month. You won't. You won't. It will take massive action to keep doing the massive action like you were doing when you got to supervisor, to really kind of go back into first gear and pick it up. Step up the pace now. Focus on leadership, but don't let that slow you down doing your activity and what you need to do. This is in addition to that. So we have to get all of these skills, attributes, qualities that we need to develop our businesses, which will take us to manager. But your team need to see you being active. Don't hide behind anything. Let them know what it is that you're doing. Show them how you're doing it, and always stay on purpose. Always stay on purpose. Stay focused. By doing that, you will develop into your team momentum. And I tell you, you cannot put a price on momentum. When you get momentum in your business, I promise that you can't slow it down even if you wanted to. Do you know, my momentum actually kicked in month 18, I believe. It was May, June, July last year was when I've never ever seen anything like it. I think we brought through about 60, I think it was 67 managers over 3 months. These posts on our pages were popping up. I was like, oh, who's this now? Who's manager? I don't even know who they are. You know, that's when you know you have great momentum. And actually, if you get momentum in your business, you can help your team members find momentum in their business. When you do that, you create an overall momentum that, like I said, you cannot stop it even if you tried. And that's what we're all after, aren't we? We want to get that activity into our businesses so that it's just keeping going, even if you're just kind of putting your foot gently on the pedal, just to keep the momentum going. And that's all you will have to do. And of course, your team will do the same, and their team will do the same. And that's when you get incredible power in your business and in your team. But you have to stay on purpose. And definitely at this point as an assistant manager, you have to. Because, you know, when you get to the manager position, which you will get to if you develop the skills that we've just talked about, you will get there. It is massive action. Of course it is. It might be action over prolonged periods of time, but it certainly is that consistent action. Nothing changes when you get to manager. Nothing. Nothing changes when you get to senior, soaring, sapphire, diamond manager. Do you think Jane Leach does anything different to all of us? Do you think Rolf Kipp does anything? Well, he does now. Yeah, he's retired, isn't he, pretty much, even though he's still amazing. There's momentum for you. Do you think they do anything different? Mm-mm. They build their businesses based on daily habits, daily disciplines, and learning the skills required to become an incredible leader. And that is it. Then they just keep doing it. And they're always learning. Everybody is learning, obviously, all the time. But you have to do the daily activities, the daily habits, the daily disciplines that will build your team, and not just build your team, but show your team how to build their team, and so on and so forth. And the power of duplication and momentum will kick in. So when you get to that manager position, it's not overwhelming. You've been developing these skills all the way through your journey. You just have to keep doing them. Keep your focus, keep the momentum going, and you will see that actually if you master those skills, every position on that marketing plan becomes really clear to you. You understand how you did it, you know the skills you acquired, and then you can show your team how to do exactly the same thing. So very much leading from the front, but taking it seriously enough that you understand that you're going to have to learn. No one starts a business and just gets rich really quickly without having to do a massive amount of work. That would be too good to be true, and that would be stupid to believe that. Because you have to learn, but you have to put the time in to learn, whether it's reading books, listening to TED Talks, listening to YouTube, coming to success days, going to your trainings, attending your sizzles around your manager's house or whatever it is that you do. That's what it's about. That's what it takes. So once you have the structure, all you do is keep working the cycle. But if I leave you with just one thing today, let it be that you need to learn. Things don't come easy. You will have to put time and effort into learning the skills that you need. This isn't just about putting a couple of posts on Facebook and telling a few of your friends. This is a profession, and treat it with the respect, as Lisa said, that it deserves. Because this is not just about fluffing up some people and selling some product and then you're going to move all the way through the marketing plan. This is about treating it really, really seriously and learning the skills that, you know what, if you took my team from me tomorrow and said, you've got to do it again. You've got nothing, start again. I could start again. Send me to any country, I can do it. I can do it. Whether I want to do it or not is another thing. But if I had to, I could. And that is a fantastic position to be in when you learn the skills that you know you can implement them wherever you go. So all that's left for me to do is thank you. Remember 4 o'clock, you don't want to miss that one. I've worded you all up now. No one's going to be in the toilet at 4 o'clock. So thank you very much, and I hope that's been of some help to you.